Welcome to LMS Learning Initiative of Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. In today's session, I am going to talk about how to process a order form using Java Server Pages. The contents of this session are Introduction to JSP, Procedure of Execution, Output of the program, and then multiple choice questions. The question that we are going to solve in today's session is we have to create one XHTML document by using JavaScript object notation with the following capabilities. One is you have to create or provide a option for entering user to collect the username, then 4 checkboxes with different prices and for different items, then 3 radio buttons for the payment options like Visa, MasterCard and Discover. Then we have to write one JSP document which computes the total cost of ordered bulbs after adding 13.5% VAT. And it also has to inform the buyer of what was exactly ordered in the form. So the HTML form that we are going to create today is it will look like this. We have provided an option for entering the username. Then 4 items are given with the different prices. First one is 400 watt bulbs for rupees 20.39 rupees. Then second item is 800 watt bulbs for rupees 40.20. Third item is 400 watt long life bulbs for rupees 30.95. And fourth item is 800 watt long life bulb for rupees 70.49. And user will be given an option to enter the quantity for each item in these text boxes. There are 3 options given for showing the payment type given by the user. Then once you click on submit button in this form, it will call a Java server pages which will process the form, calculates the total bill and then adds 13.5% VAT to that, then displays whatever user has selected and the quantity what he has entered onto screen. Now let us see what exactly is Java server pages. It is a technology used for creating web application. So what is web application? Here we have a server and client, and when client requests for some data, it will be provided by the server. So it is a technology which is built on top of servlet specification. We have the concept of servlets which also create web applications. It is advanced version of Java servlet specifications. This JSP page consists of HTML tags and JSP tags. The JSP pages are easier to maintain than servlets because here we have separate design and development part. But in case of servlet, it is mixture of both design and development code. And we write Java code in these tags in HTML. For writing the JSP code, you have to use these JavaScript tags in HTML. And compared to servlets, here we can write less code for doing the same work. That's why people prefer to use Java server pages over servlets. This is an example of how a JSP page looks like. It is just an HTML page in which we have just added some scriptlet tag for doing the multiplication and displaying the output. So these tags in the HTML, I have embedded these tags. These tags are called as scriptlet tags. Inside this, we have to write the Java statements. So the output of this multiplication, it will show as 10. Now let us see what is the procedure for creating JSP and HTML file and how to run them. For this, there are different ways for creating web applications. One of them is by using the NetBeans IDE. So this NetBeans IDE provides options for, or it gives a templates when you create HTML or JSP pages. It's easier to create in case of NetBeans IDE. For this, just install NetBeans IDE based on the operating system what you have. So in my case, I have Windows 10 and I installed NetBeans IDE 8.2. For installing NetBeans IDE, you have a prerequisite of JDK. So that again, its version depends on the NetBeans version what you are downloading and the operating system. And you have to download JSON to JavaScript, as we are using the JSON concept in the program. Now let us see how to create a web application, then create HTML and JSP files. So once you install NetBeans IDE, when you open the framework, you can see here menus. When you click on file, it will ask you to, when you click on new project, it will ask you to enter the file name. Here in the categories, you give Java web, then click on web application in the projects, that creates the web application. So this is the name of the project or web application in which I want to create JSP and HTML pages. So once the name is given for the web application, select the server for running the JSP pages. So there are different kinds of servers available. One of them is Glassfish server, which is the application server required for running Servlet and JSP pages. By default, it will show the context path, Java EE version, all that. You need not change anything, just select the server name, then click on finish. So that creates the web application. Once your web application is ready, now we are ready to create the HTML and JSP files. So for creating HTML file, first click on new file, then in the category select HTML5 / JavaScript option, then in the file types you select HTML file. Then it will point to a window where you have to specify the name of your HTML file. So then you click on finish. So it will go to a screen where you can see the default HTML code. In that HTML file created, one has to write the code for creating the light bulb order form. So once the HTML creation is done, you go for creating JSP page. Go to file. For creating JSP page, go to file, click on new file, then select categories. In the categories you select web, and in file types you select JSP, then click on next. It will ask you to enter the name of the Java server pages. Here I have given my file name as P11. It adds the extension .jsp. This name we are using in the HTML file for processing this bulb order form. Next you click on finish. So by default, JSP page looks like it is just an HTML file in which you are to use JSP tags for adding the Java codes for processing the bulb order form. So once you are done with writing code in HTML and JSP page, go to your web application, then go to your HTML file, right click, press run file menu. Once that is done, it will show you the, in this one we can just see the default JSP page created when you create JSP page in the NetBeans IDE. So in our case, we write code for HTML bulb order form. It has to display the bulb order form. So our bulb order form should look like this. User has to enter some name in the user text box, then select the items whatever he like, then update quantity, Once update quantity, then select the payment type, then click on submit. Once he submits it, the total bill is calculated, and you can see in the output the username, what is entered by the user, and whatever items he has ordered, and along with the quantity, price of that item, and total amount for each item. To the total bill, we add 13.5% part. Then in this example, it comes to 229 rupees. This is how your order form processing using JSP look like. Now let us see the code in NetBeans IDE for executing the same. Here, once you open the NetBeans IDE, you click on File, then click on New Project. That will point you to enter the web application name. I have given my web application name as 11. So once you create the web application, by default 4 folders will come: web pages, source packages, libraries, and configuration files. In the web pages, we create the HTML file. Let us see the code of HTML file. In the body, we are creating a text box for entering the username, then creating 4 checkboxes to select 4 different light bulbs. Then 4 text boxes for entering the quantity of each item. So in this table row, we are first creating a checkbox. By default, if user has not selected any checkbox, when your page is loaded, this first checkbox or first item will be checked. This is the price of the first item. Then the one more text box for entering the quantity, that is val1. When user enters some quantity into this name is used in the JSP page for doing the calculation. Next, this is second item. Here we have val2 name text box for entering the quantity. In this one, we are creating the third item, that is 400 watt long life bulbs of rupees 30.95 rupees. Then fourth item, 800 watt long life bulb for rupees 70.49 rupees, and a text box for entering the quantity of fourth item. Then we create 3 radio buttons with the name pay mode, whose names are labels are Visa, MasterCard, and Discover. So once a user selects the checkboxes, enters the quantity for item, and selects the payment mode, he clicks on submit button. Once the submit button is clicked, it calls the Java server pages. So here I have created, for processing this bulb order form, I have created a file called as p11.jsp. This is the web application. Lab11 is the web application name. This is the localhost. This page is present in the local system itself, and for that localhost, the default port is 8080. And for displaying the heading of the form, we are using the concept of JavaScript object notation, which consists of key value pairs in the readable format. So in this case, H1 is the key, this is the value pair. So when you pass that JSON variable, it can be read by using the keys used in the JSON variable. Here key is H1. When I take obj.h1, it gives me the value of this key. So we call this method on load of page itself, so that it will display the complete form with the headings. So now let us see how to run this one. For running this, so before doing that, let us see how to write code for JSP for processing this bulk order form. This is the page directive. Language is Java, and content type, that is, it generates the output in the form of HTML. So we are giving content type as text by HTML. Then we need to read the value of user text box from p11.html. For that, you have to use this scriptlet tags, that is angle bracket percentage equal to request.get parameter of mname. This mname is nothing but the name of text box created in the p11.html file. So it will read the value of this text box and display in the browser's window. Now let us see how to calculate the total amount. So this is the code for calculating the total amount. So it's already given in the question, price of 4 different items. So I'm storing the price of 4 items in price 1, price 2, price 3 and price 4. Next option is we have to check if user has selected the checkbox or not in the HTML file. Request.get parameter of option 1 is not equal to null, means the checkbox of first item is selected. If it is selected, then we read the quantity into a variable called str1. In the item 1, I am storing the quantity entered by the user for first item. Same way, we are reading the checkbox is selected for second item or not. If that second item's checkbox is selected, then we store the quantity in the item 2 and third item's quantity in item 3. Then for fourth item, we are storing the quantity in item 4. Next is we are calculating the total by multiplying the quantity and price. So total 1 holds the item 1's total amount. Total 2 variable holds the second item's total price. Then total 3 holds third item's total amount. Or total 4 holds the fourth item's total price. Then we add all the 4 items amount there in the total variable. To the total variable, we are multiplying it with 13.5 by 100 to add a 13.5% tax. And then that amount we are adding it to total to calculate the final amount for the light bulbs order form. So next part is, this part calculates the total amount for the form. Next is we have to display what is ordered by the user in the form of a table. For that, we are creating a table and displaying the item name, its quantity, price and the total amount for every item. Then showing the total bill after adding 13.5 tax. So now let us see how to run this file. For that, you go to web application, go to your HTML file, then you do right click, select run file. So once you click on that one, it will load the project and it opens the form in the internal browser window. So once you run it, the form will be like this. By default, we are selecting first checkbox. Here we have option to enter the username. I just enter some username. Then I enter quantity. For first item as 1. For second item I give 2. For third item I am giving 1. And for fourth item I am giving 1. So user has to select this checkbox for considering this for total amount calculation. And payment type selected by default is Visa. Then when I click on submit, it has to show me the what is ordered here along with the total amount. So here you can see it says the username entered is this, and you have ordered the following items. It shows the item name, its quantity entered, what is the price of that item, and total amount for that item. So then it adds all these four things to that final amount. It adds 13.5% tax. Then it comes to 229 rupees. This is how you can run the Java server pages from NetBeans IDE. Now let us go to multiple choice questions. The first question is, which of the following method can be used to read a form parameter in JSP? First option is request.getParameter. Second one is response.getParameter. Third one is request.getValue. And fourth choice is response.getValue. The right answer for this one is A. That is request.getParameter method can be used to read a value from the form. The second question is, what is the difference between this scriptlets comment and HTML comment? So first choice tells it is a JSP comment and this comment is HTML comment. Second choice is this is ignored by JSP container. Third choice tells this comment is ignored by the browser. And fourth option is all of the above. The right answer about these comments is D. That is, all the three statements written about these comments is true. Third question is, which one is the correct order of phases in JSP lifecycle? First option, initialization, cleanup, compilation and execution. Second choice, initialization, compilation, cleanup and execution. Third choice, compilation, initialization, execution and cleanup. Fourth choice is cleanup, compilation, initialization and execution. The correct option is C. That is compilation, initialization, execution and cleanup. These are the correct order of phases in JSP lifecycle. Fourth question is, which of the following is not a directive? Include, page, export, use bin. Right answer is C. So because export is not a directive. Fifth question is, JSPs eventually are compiled into Java servlets. You can do as much with JSPs as you can do with Java servlets. So you have to tell this statement is true or false. The correct answer is true. That is, JSPs are eventually compiled into Java servlets and they can do as much with JSPs as you can do with the Java servlets. Thank you.